So, I officially completed my first run on StarFox 64 via the Nintendo 64 expansion pack for the Nintendo Switch 2. And I've heard nothing but praise for StarFox 64. It is not only praised as the best that the StarFox franchise has to offer, it is claimed as, quite simply, one of the best games that Nintendo has ever made, period. So, given how there's going to be yet another remake that's going to be launching on the Nintendo Switch 2 fairly soon, with a demo you can play right now as of recording this, and given all the praise that the Nintendo 64 version of this game has gotten, I decided to play the original game for myself to see if the hype was actually worth it. Does this game hold up after all these years? Yes! Yes, it does! I get it now. I absolutely get the hype. This is a really fun game, and a surprisingly well-designed one when you actually delve into it. It's a fascinating combination of a more story-oriented game combined with a more arcadey kind of game. Yeah, sure, it leans more arcadey than it does in regards to focusing purely on a narrative. Something that really surprised me when I was playing StarFox 64 is just how dynamic the in-game choices are, which results in multiple routes you can take and multiple endings. Something I really like about StarFox 64 is the sense of stakes and consequences as you're playing. Like, for example, when you go flying through these different stages, you're going to have your allies back you up, but they're going to get into trouble from time to time, so you have to help them out. And if you don't rescue them, chances are they're going to lose their health bar and miss out on a mission. And when they miss out on a mission, their ship will be under repair, so that's one less ally for the next mission. Consequences. During each playthrough, you're bound to encounter the Star Wolf team at least once in a playthrough. You will encounter them fairly early on in this epic 4-on-4 dogfight, depending on how many crewmates you have with you at the time. If you don't manage to get the entire Star Wolf team on time, they will come back. The story itself is fairly straightforward. StarFox is the son of James McCloud, who tragically got betrayed by Pigma as they were trying to investigate what the evil Dr. Andros was up to. So Fox McCloud is avenging his father, preserving his legacy, and is the leader of the StarFox team, which consists of himself as the leader, Falco as his friendly rival, Peppy Hare as the leading strategist, and Slippy Toad as the engineer. Now, these personality quirks aren't just background details. They actually play a vital role in the games themselves. Like, for example, if you manage to get Slippy Toad around, as frustrating as he can be in this game, he'll often give you analytical details in regards to the boss health bar at the end of the levels. Peppy Hare will often give advice, and Falco is known for taking alternative pathways in each individual level, which in turn can result in alternative routes in each playthrough. Of course, the end goal is always to reach Planet Venom to defeat Andros, but your choices between these missions can definitely alter the ending, where you either fight Andros and then take on the robotic version of him, or fight Andros and then get some abomination brain version of him. And you can either get a more straightforward ending where Fox defeats him and then flies out, no bother, or you can get this alternative ending where Andros tries to blow himself up alongside Fox. Fox nearly dies, but seemingly, he sees his father again and he manages to guide his son to fly out. I've noticed that, especially in the 90s, Nintendo was not the most well-renowned for presenting engaging voice acting within their video games, with some exceptions like the Super Mario series. So it's quite fascinating to see how, back in the day, in 1997, StarFox had a lot of prolific voice acting going on. It's all delivered in a very campy tone, but I really don't mind it because it suits the overall campy tone of this sci-fi operatic game. It's part of the fun of the game anyway. Throw a barrel roll!
Sorry to jet, but I'm in a hurry.
Sorry to jet, but I'm in a hurry.
I can't let you do that, StarFox. Those voice cast members will be remembered. Now, each playthrough of the game is relatively quite short. The missions are short and straight to the point, and each playthrough is quite short, which lends itself surprisingly well to replay value. So you're going to go through all these different kind of routes, and in the very arcadey kind of style, you can insert your 3-digit name at the end of each playthrough and look back on how well you did on each different mission. And you can have the option when you're on the map to press the pause menu and either retry a certain course at the expense of one life, or you can choose an alternative route to your liking. Like, for example, I was given the option to go through the solar planet, but then I found that mission quite too hard, so I just continued on this route to the right. There doesn't really appear to be a right or wrong approach to which route you can take, but with that said, there is a true ending to this game, so keep that in mind if you're up for the challenge. Overall, I'd say StarFox 64 holds up incredibly well by today's standards. My only complaint with the game is that, as far as the controls go, maybe I should have gotten myself the Nintendo 64 controller that came with the expansion pack, but regardless, I was playing like this with the controls, and I've noticed that the way this specific port tries to implement the way it controls on the 64 console can be quite tricky. Like, I mean, some of the controls are basic enough to understand, but I noticed when I was trying to do a somersault, I just kept trying to flick the right stick, and I was a bit confused as to how that was supposed to work. Maybe it's more simple than I realized, but either way, it's an issue that thankfully the upcoming remake of StarFox has managed to fix so far. The game I'm reviewing isn't at fault for this, it's just something was probably lost in translation there, so make of that as you will. Overall, I'd say StarFox 64 is well worth your time. I give StarFox 64 a solid 10.5 out of 12. It's an excellent game that's well worth your time. What do you think of StarFox 64? Do you absolutely adore it? Let me know down in the comments down below and we'll get a conversation started. In the meantime, ScotsThinker signing out. Do a barrel roll! Do a barrel roll!